was tonight. Found myself awash in colored light. It felt like spirits had awakened me. This carnival of animals had taken me. They danced around me and they took my hand, whispered, close your eyes and understand. When I felt the change, it startled me. This carnival of animals is part of me. This carnival of animals is all I see. try to make a fool of myself. Opening up, but I'd rather keep the things unsaid. Don't blame me, I don't blame you. Stay in touch, keep it up, sing it out loud. Been afraid of the dark lights inside that the people's society sends out. Here's a word for the one who never speaks the truth. Listen now, everyone is here for you. Don't be afraid to let me in. Let me open up your heart. Gonna blow. I can see it from the outside, tell me from the inside. And I'll never let these go. Here's a word for the one who never speaks the truth. Listen now, everyone is here for you. Don't be afraid to let me in. Let me open up your heart. To let me in. Let me open up your heart. To let me in. Let me open up. Here's a word for the one who never speaks the truth. Listen now, everyone is here for you. Don't be afraid to let me in. Let me open up your heart.
Oh, right there and cool. Nice, people! I didn't think it was live right then and there. Should I fix the camera or keep it or kind of more centered? You check.
It looks, I don't know.
Oh, I think it needs to be a little bit centered. You tell me. More this way?
Yeah. Okay.
Think? You think?
I think so. It looks fine.
No.
Okay.
More this way. Far away?
No, now you're just getting rid of your computer screen now.
Right here?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Welcome, guys! Episode 36, baby! During this damn snowstorm, man. Hence, we weren't even there last week.
Yeah, it's not really a snowstorm. It's more like
This is-
hail, icy,
Yeah.
gross, disgusting.
Yeah, so...
That's what it mainly is right now.
And it sucked because we wanted to be there to show you guys some news and epic information in the gaming industry. But everything mounted up, so we are here now giving you the news in the gaming industry. B.o.P episode 36. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment on all of our channels, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, everywhere you get your podcasts, including audio as well. I would like to let you know of a Gamefly promotion. This actual stream is brought to you by Gamefly. If you're not familiar with that, it is $15.99. It's a gaming rental service. You rent one disc and you immediately send it back. If you don't like it, you get another game. You can make a huge list online. So if you get one game and you beat it, you can send that game right back and get another game and beat it as well. So if you don't really want to force and focus on all the games and the prices to spend with 70 bundles and 90, if you just want to go ahead and play it, beat it, boom, send it back. It actually includes Nintendo Switch games as well. And it's not just one disc. If you actually sign up for $22.99, that is also for 2 discs. So 2 plans, $15.99 one disc. Second plan, $22.99. It comes with 2 discs or cartridges because that's Nintendo for you as well. So link is in the description. Make sure you go ahead and click that, as well as the ticker right below is that actual link as well. So make sure you check that out. We're doing another segment, and hold on, let me pause this audio real quick because I have it muted, but we're gonna pause it because I don't want to hear it. And I don't want you guys to go ahead and from last episode, unfortunately, we had audio that we still were heard, but we had jamming music. We don't want that. We want attention and understanding the news. So,
Exactly.
So when we speak in intro with our episode, we're gonna start with what are we playing this week? What are we playing? So just nice and brief of what are we actually playing. And every week we should be varying the actual games itself, unless we're really, really trying to beat a game before the other game comes out.
That's gonna be kind of hard. But...
So, well, it all depends. You have a bunch of games that's not open.
Yeah.
So,
I
I have a
problem
bunch of
with
games
that.
that I love to play, but I really can't due to timing. But I finally have somewhat of the time, but I need to beat it so I can understand the story. So, every new episode of B.o.P will speak on what are we playing this week, and we're going to start with Outlandish. So, what are you playing this week?
So, as you know, about like a week and a half ago, this just dropped out of nowhere.
And I think I have an idea.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel for pretty much everything.
And it's funny. It dropped randomly.
Yeah, and literally, I don't know, it's because I remember last year they said that it was going to come up, but they said somewhere in 2022. Then all of a sudden, boom, January like 22nd or something like that. Here it is, right in the store. Doesn't cost anything. It's your typical gacha game. You know, you play, you earn what they have, like little diamonds, where you can use to buy booster packs to create decks. I'm in the process of, I already have a Monarch deck, which I love. But I'm also creating a couple other decks that, you know, I want to try to focus more on strategy, because that's always been my thing. Strategy. I'm not a power person. I don't care about power, because power doesn't get you anywhere. Strategy does.
I love how he said that and like kind of said it, cemented it, and still continues to go.
It's true. It's facts. But anyway, but yeah, it's actually a lot of fun. It has a solo mode where they'll be able to pretty much give you like the history behind the cards, the little monsters and creatures on the cards, and that way you'll be able to earn decks where you can build cards based on those stories. You can build decks based on. Some of those cards are not as powerful, but some people like to do it just to have fun with it instead of not having a typical deck that everyone has. And they also have the online component where you can literally battle and duel people
What
all
I do
over
miss,
the world.
what I do miss is the when you own the cards, there's no way to actually put in the code so you can get the cards.
Yeah,
Previous
yeah.
games had that feature.
It's
and
because
loved
of the gacha feature, which is pretty much it's like you earn your way in order to get enough things to be able to open packs, because the packs are random, obviously.
Yeah.
Unless if you get secret packs, which you'll be able to get certain creatures from certain things, but it's literally all randomized. Obviously, it's free, and they're very generous on the amount of diamonds they give you, especially if you do dueling, especially if you do solo and do all that.
Yeah.
They're very generous, and they'll be able to give you a.
So that's what you've been playing. So hopefully next week you should be playing maybe something else.
We'll see.
We'll see. I'm playing Horizon, and the reason why is because right around the damn corner, the new Horizon's going to be coming out.
In a couple weeks, right?
Yeah, and it's funny because when I had it for a while, streaming it. I downloaded it from PlayStation Now, got it, and then next thing you know, I just stopped playing. And finally, when I got back into it, I'm like, oh my god, what the hell do I need to do now? And then I got hip to it, and then now it's to the point that I'm stuck in one area. But I'm gonna bang it out. I gotta finish the story because I don't really want to get lost. I get surprised and ultimately know what happens in the other Horizon game, so that I lose interest.
It literally takes place directly after.
Yeah, so I need to.
Know what's
I want to finish it before I even grab a hold of the new game. But I don't know if I'm really gonna fork over $60 for the game now, or $70 because it's PS5. I don't know yet. I don't know.
I'll probably get it. I don't know what.
Because I'm still waiting for.
But I'll get it.
I'm waiting for Cyberpunk to be free for me. Still, I'm not paying that amount of money to play that game. I want to play the game. I want to see how it is, but I'm not. So this week I'm playing Horizon. So you can probably catch me on it when I'm playing PSN, maybe some live stream. But I'm just trying to get familiar with it and bang it out, get the story, and go from there. So this week was a bit fun.
Yeah.
And we're gonna start off with one surprising, not so much,
but it's a future
earthquake shattering.
But the thing is, we could speculate on what's gonna happen.
And we're talking about, and we're on the same page.
Yes, we are.
PlayStation is buying Bungie.
It's Bungie for $3.6 billion.
$3.6 billion. And now we were speaking a couple of episodes ago. We wanted guns blazing, and now what's hilarious, and we're gonna dive into a little bit more on that.
Oh yeah,
because
there's some speculations.
Let's just stick with the news. Yeah, because it literally one news, and it's just gonna go to like 4 segments. We're gonna speak up.
But yeah,
how did you feel about it?
Honestly, I was like, the first thing I thought of is why Bungie, but then I thought about it. I'm like, okay, I can see why they would choose it. And then, of course, reading like articles and seeing people's opinions, like what I'm thinking is right. The reason why people are saying.
What do you think about it, though? What do you think?
It could be good. It could be really good.
Long term.
Long term, it could be really good because of what I want to talk about once we get to that point.
It's tied to another segment?
Oh, no. We can do it now. I can.
Is it about this segment?
Yeah, it's about this.
Okay, cool. All right.
So what I'm thinking is the reason why they did this purchase, because remember, Bungie is really known for just one game right now.
2 games.
What?
2 games. 2 games.
Okay,
and
fine.
one of them started off to bring what Microsoft Xbox in the first place.
That was the reason
2
why
games.
it was pretty shocking, but yes.
Come on.
Destiny, and then of course the first 4 Halo games. Halo 1, 2, 3, ODST, and Reach.
5 games? That's 5.
Oh, what are they?
5 games.
Yeah.
5 Halo games.
All those games.
What's funny, because I didn't really think ODST was made by Bungie. I thought that was 343.
It was made by Bungie.
Yeah.
And Reach was the last one made by Bungie.
Yeah, so Bungie is not just a new studio that Sony just bought. It's something that started Xbox to what it is now.
They actually were making stuff before in the 90s, but it wasn't as popular.
Yeah.
Halo was the one that got them on there.
And Halo was the game that everybody was hip to. And I'm not gonna lie, when I first seen it, I was like, that's kind of stupid.
Well, that was the reason why you got an Xbox or played the Xbox.
And then when I started to get familiar and then realized what it was Game On. And Bungie made the first original Halo. So when they made Destiny, they're like, so we already know they got that,
and I know
Halo strength. That
Destiny.
But I don't really play Destiny. But I really still go back to it and enjoy it. It's not like I go back to it, play a little, and not enjoy it at all. Like I actually would like to go back and play it. But now they made it so it's free to play, but I want to know the story. But then now they just have the stories as far as lore to understand instead of playing the story. Like I got confused, but I still like to go play some multiplayer, get some people to play with me, and whatnot. And Destiny's overall fun. Destiny 2 is overall fun.
Now, the reason why I think this could be really important for them for the future.
I'm gonna use this new soundboard. So this is gonna be cool. So guys,
because it's been pretty much speculated and stuff like that, but I pretty much know. It's their live service feature.
Oh man, I don't know if it worked. I can't even hear it.
It's their live service feature.
Okay.
And you know how Destiny does a really good job. Well, you would know more than I would at doing their live service feature, right? Their live service is pretty good, right?
But see, that's yes. because every week they add something like this dude called Zer. For those that understand Bungie and Destiny,
I figured you would explain it more because I don't like
Zer is an every week thing. You have to hunt for him, find him, and he only sells a certain amount of things for like 12 or 16 hours. You got to find him one night. You can go on Google, find out where he's at, whatever. You do that, and then every week there's like, hey, there's a new strike involved. And if you get this, you get this. There's a weekly nightfall, and then there's obviously raids.
And they've been doing a great job at that.
Continuing to do so. The communication's
been
nice.
Exactly.
And their grind and the way you can grind and do so.
So this is why I'm thinking Sony did this for a long haul type of thing, because they love what they're doing and they want to use that to put it in their other games that they have to try get the same team, because this was just recently said that $1.2 billion of that $3.6 billion was to keep workers there, because they want to keep the original team of Bungie that badly. So they wanted to make sure that they stayed, so they've set aside the $1.2 billion to make sure that they paid those guys well, that they get paid, because they want to use their talents in order to help them. Now with the live service, how well they do it, and let's be real, we know Sony, that's one of their weakest points. Yeah, we know that.
It's like they got the weapons, they just don't know how to shoot.
Sony is very weak with that, so that's why I'm thinking it was the main thing. Like, it's great. They have Destiny. Fantastic.
And they got Bungie. So it's like,
they got Bungie and Destiny, which they said that they was not going to keep it exclusive. It's going to be still going to come up to Microsoft and PC and all that. Yep. They said they have no issues with that.
We'll see.
We'll see in the future, obviously.
But
as
if they pull the Call of Duty, they'll do the same thing.
As of right now, but I think the main reason why they did it is because of the way they know how to work their live service.
And you could probably implement those services to not only just first-person shooters, it could be tied to seasons and just maturing.
Sony has a lot of different type of games
and services
that this could work for.
Yeah.
The live service, like a good live service thing.
Yeah.
So this could actually work, and maybe, I don't know if they'll ever will get to that point, but it would be nice if they somehow get to the point where Xbox has it, because Xbox is fantastic.
Yeah.
We know that. I'm not going to deny that.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest Xbox fan, but I know talent what it is, and they're good at that.
They're good. They do have
Sony
a solid
needs
foundation.
to get to that point.
Sony has
Sony
it, but not where
at that point.
It's some of them is very clunky. They have some features that Microsoft already has, and then some that they don't.
And they do it like so poorly, like this way. Sony, like some of the stuff, like I'm used to how it works, but it's because I've been using Sony for so long, so I'm just used to it.
But I think they have to do more of the promoting their features, because SharePlay is one feature that's mind-blowing, but I don't think a lot of people understand what that is.
Yeah, no one really uses it. At least from what I know, no one really uses it.
And that's like, if I want to play a fighting game with you, but you don't have it, I'll share it and give you the controller, and then you can play with me. Or I could give you the controller to help me on a part. They have to do more promotion on that front. Then you got PlayStation Now and that service. So maybe this Bungie purchase could give them room to make a Game Pass competitor as a live service.
Well, that's another thing, which it has been rumored already that PlayStation is working on their own version of Game Pass or whatever it'll be called at that time. Yeah. But obviously it's rumors. Nothing has been official.
And so when this news came out, it was one of those things where it's like, I mean, it's a good studio, but compared to Activision,
it's a small acquisition compared to all the other acquisitions. I mean, $3.6 billion is now low money.
We laughed at Zynga. We laughed at there was another company that was bought out, the Take-Two, and Take-Two was Zynga, right?
Yeah, it was Take-Two and Zynga.
Yeah, so we're like, oh, okay. And then when Microsoft Activision, like, oh, what? And now this, you're like,
no, but now, do you want to start speculating?
And what's the next topic about the gear on? Like, where are you going with?
Who do you think? Because they said, the CEO said, this is not their last purchase.
Yeah.
They said that. So.
Which brings me to their last,
So, I'm thinking, like, what are some companies that they might actually buy?
As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we have one that we mentioned 2 weeks ago, and now everybody's kind of swirling. I don't know if they're listening to us, and if you are, that'd be great.
Because that is one. EA is obviously one of the candidates. The only thing is, I don't know if EA will be too expensive for Sony to purchase. Because
I got a lot to say.
Because we already know. Because Microsoft has a lot more money than Sony does.
But Sony runs the movie business too.
Well, that's true.
Entertainment is their forte.
That is true. Like I said, this would work fantastic for them if they.
So I think Sony could put up that amount of dollars, right?
Yeah.
Or have a negotiating table because they got some great games.
Well, obviously.
But some less smash hits. So.
Yeah, that's
taking my child's food here.
Yeah, that's obviously it'll be a good thing to do, because EA, they have a lot of games. I mean, they're not the best of companies, and we obviously know that. For all the things, that's not their best companies. So it's like we need to see if this actually does happen, because this would be a pretty big thing. Now, anything?
So, I'm thinking they have a lot of big titles, but the only ones that really make a revenue is sports, which they could have. My thing is, if I'm Sony and I'm pitching the idea to EA, you gotta understand, I run movies too. I run entertainment too. I got access to theaters too.
Yeah.
I got, so EA and football and all that stuff, soccer and all that, got them. Perfect. Sports Hub. Not to mention, they could partner as a license with Disney, right? Because Sony Pictures and Marvel and Spider-Man and all that behind the scenes between Disney and Sony
yep.
and EA has license to Star Wars. So you're talking about better agreements with Sony, with Marvel, with Star Wars. Getting EA would make Star Wars somewhat exclusive. Water. So, hello. So that's what I mean. They have a pull, but they have more negotiated because they will have Battlefield. They will have Battlefield, and that's great. Because we could have Call of Duty's fine, but if you want a real simulation, if you want a real game, you get yourself some Battlefield. But then you got sports. Cool. What are the things that EA's got? Just like Elder Scrolls, World of Warcraft, they have.
Well, they have
BioWare. You know what I'm saying?
They have BioWare, which has Mass Effect, Dragon Age, things like that.
So now the thing is, since we're now on the topic, you're gonna hear it first. B.o.P. Let's make it happen. And if it does happen, what is your prediction for the buyout amount? I'm gonna be very.
I'm trying
specific.
to remember what they owe. I mean, how much are they worth? I'm trying to remember.
Oh, like their value?
Yeah.
I'm just spitballing. 48.6 billion. 48.6
Yeah,
billion.
it has to be something that high.
It's got to be lower than Microsoft's, only because Microsoft put 30% more on top of the market value.
Yeah, I'm thinking like around in the 40s. I would say in the 40s, definitely.
Give me exactly. I said
45.
48. What I said? 40.7?
Yeah.
I just forgot. 48.6. 48.6.
45.3, whatever. Yeah.
Huh?
45.3.
45.3. 46.7 billion dollars if Sony were to buy EA.
Now the thing is, this is not the only company that's been swirling around. On
Yeah.
the
What other
range.
ones?
The biggest ones, me personally, what I'm thinking of is obviously Square Enix.
Damn right. Square Enix, baby.
Because let's be
Square
real,
Enix.
a lot of their games are already in the PlayStation exclusive anyway. So it's like it could actually work.
Yeah, it's one of those studios that it's purchased, but I don't think it has a good effect on people because we automatically think that Sony already has them.
Yeah, because they're already Square Enix. I mean, not everything is on PlayStation for Square Enix because Nintendo has some Square Enix stuff, Bravely Default. Also, and then I think Xbox has a couple of Square Enix games from Tomb Raider and things that come.
Yeah, Tomb Raider.
But a lot of games Kingdom Hearts are more exclusive to PlayStation or Switch or something like that. And of course Final Fantasy VII Remake, that's a PlayStation.
Any Final Fantasy VII in general, any Final Fantasy.
Well, actually, no. Remember, 13 came out for the Xbox.
Out of how many? 12?
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
And then
finally,
15. Finally, they're getting stuff on the Game Pass, all the older
Yeah. So I mean, the agreements is fine. That's great. But now, if they buy Square Enix, I don't think it has a good ripple effect like EA. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. Hold on one second. So, what I'm thinking is, if Square Enix was purchased, then it won't look as epic. But when it comes down to releasing these games, and only gonna be on PlayStation, then it's gonna. People gonna realize and recognize, oh yeah, they had that. No wonder why. And especially the Final Fantasy, they can make movies out of that thing.
And there's another company that's a pretty big company that's also been thing too. Capcom.
Yeah, mention that.
Is a huge one too, because of things like, obviously Resident Evil, Devil May Cry, all that type of stuff is very, important and huge. And if they actually have those type of games on this exclusively for the PlayStation, it would be very interesting. It would be very cool, I would think. Having like, Devil May Cry, Resident Evil, all those type of games, or Mega Man. Yeah, remember, Capcom is a big one too. That could be a good one for Sony to acquire.
Capcom.
Because remember, Resident Evil 8 was a big seller.
They would have the Resident Evil series, Street Fighter,
Resident Evil, Mega Man. What's that thing called? Devil May Cry.
Yeah, but it doesn't have that. EA is the best. EA would be number one.
Well, obviously, EA is number one.
I just don't know. I'm thinking Capcom.
I just don't know if they have EA money to do that. That's what I'm thinking. Because I don't know if Sony got money like that.
No, it's Sony. Just like it's Microsoft, but it's Sony. Microsoft, yes, has a lot of behind-the-scenes networking and obviously
remember,
the OS of every PC.
You cannot run a computer without Microsoft.
Which is fine. They have that clout, but Sony's got clout too. They build the semicoders. They build the cameras for all iPhones.
Yeah,
all the iPhones. Right now, what you're looking at is by Sony cameras.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, like I said, it's understandable.
Movies.
Oh yeah, Sony Pictures. Yeah.
Like, they got money, bro. Come on.
They do. I'm
I'm
not saying they
suck
are
is on phones, and don't try a car. They showed off a car in CES. Stop. And they can't, for the life of them, make a handheld system, and not to mention a phone as well. Just saying. But Sony got money.
I guess you're right.
And to know that they have licensing, as soon as they got purchased, they have more wiggle room, especially for sports titles. Because they could be Sony. Their VR experience for the new VR with all sports, only exclusive to Sony?
I know, that'd be
great. Take it out of Quest. Take it out of whatever else that they have.
It'll be, like I said, it'll be very interesting and see if that actually goes through.
The revenue promised from the EA acquisition, even though they put that much money, will come back real fast. Yeah, just like how Microsoft with Call of Duty and their service.
They said straight out, they're not done purchasing. They're doing more acquisitions.
But EA did say that they're looking at more acquisitions, and they were stating that based on the wording through their Twitter, it doesn't seem like they're going to be acquired.
So
I'll be damned if EA bought Sony. No, made no damn sense.
That won't happen.
No, and if it did, then my whole mind would be blown. But Sony needs to buy EA, and if they do, it's going to be the sports haven. And you thought Microsoft is going to be the home of entertainment in the household? They got Game Pass. That's fine. When you talk sports, bro, them hardware sales. And which is, are we done with this EA? Because then it segues to another one, which kind of ties into. And what we're going to go speak on right now, if I could bring up the image here, and there's just an image of the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. And the reason why we bring that up, it is because it is stated that, oh man, the picture's kind of ugly, but y'all get the picture. I wish I had the soundboard there. It has been said that PlayStation 5 has outsold Xbox Series X 2-1.
Yeah.
Now, does that really matter? And that's why I'm like, years ago, it would be like, damn, yo, you already know, because the damn Street Valley of PlayStation 5 is hard to get, Nobody's really they ain't trying to get that. It's because
it's
now.
It's still hard to get.
They're both still hard to get, but it's easier to get the Xbox.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now, when we speak on sales hardware, and PS5 is selling more, that's cool.
Yeah.
But I don't think that matters anymore, and it sucks. But I don't think it matters anymore.
Yeah.
Because now Xbox has the Game Pass. So you can still rock Game Pass with Xbox One.
That's true.
Or PC for that matter.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Or even get the S. So it's like, shouts out to Sony for selling a lot and being 2-1, but I think they're ultimately losing that race.
Honestly.
What do you think?
Honestly.
Kind of on the same page.
Yeah, it seems because Xbox with their whole, like, you know.
Their ecosystem is changing in a way that...
It's Game Pass, it's the huge thing for them, it is.
Yep.
And they, honestly, I think it was said before that they're not really focusing on systems.
No, they're not.
They're focusing on Game Pass.
They want
the
service.
more
They see
games.
what Apple is doing now.
That's why they're buying all these things. They want more games for their service.
Apple is withholding by purpose their iPhone sales because they knew that services is going to be their key to their revenue.
Yeah, because they're not even announcing what Xbox is. Well, it's all guesstimates right now because they're not really saying exactly what they're selling.
Because they're going to report it.
Nintendo, Sony, they're the ones who always like, we sold this amount of
They
systems
are the
and all that.
dinosaurs, and unfortunately, it sucks for us to always look at hardware sales and be like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They're number one. It's really not. And now with Microsoft doubled down on that whole entire Activision Blizzard acquisition, they spend mad money now, but they're going to get all that in the service, especially WoW, even though that's still kicking. Okay?
Yeah.
Then you got Call of Duty and how epic that is. And if all you got to do is make a way better Call of Duty and blend that with Warzone, and it's game on. You know what I'm saying? So... hardware is no longer a metric in the industry, and it's sad for me to say that, but it's true. Nintendo's always gonna be Nintendo because they have
they have their own thing, which I'll be talking about Nintendo later. But they have their own thing.
They have their own thing, and they're loving it. You know, they are the third level of internet servicing.
Well, yeah,
and they don't really care.
No, because they have
sell.
Mario, they have Kirby, they have Zelda, they have Smash.
They will slowly
they have
adapt.
Games that sell well.
They will slowly adapt, but they ain't in a rush to do it.
No.
So I give them that.
They sell well. They sell a lot of money.
When it comes to Sony, Sony's got to play a little bit of catch up to not be last. And with the recent acquisition with Bungie, it's a good move, but at the end of the day, what other things are...
Like I said, it was an interesting move, but we'll see what will happen.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, they are still... Their dinosaur, if I want to put it that way, their dinosaur philosophy is to sell hardware because it's a quick profit every year because the components get cheaper every year. So you keep pumping out the hardware, and how you going to sell the hardware? First class, first party titles, and Sony has that.
Exactly.
God of War, Horizon, Ratchet, now what's Destiny now. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's multi-platform, but they have that studio. So they will be pumping out a lot more to sell the hardware, whereas Microsoft's going to try to be the all-in-one, as best as all you can eat variety of different games for $9.99. Get more for $14.99. Oh, and if you don't have a PC to run it, guess what? I can give you a finance plan of either $15.99 or $24.99 to finance the Xbox.
Oh, $24.99, yeah.
$24.99 to get the Xbox in your home.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're not really, they're acting like Amazon with a dash of Apple.
Yeah, exactly.
Selling the games instead of selling them as a games, as a service. And we initially thought developers were going to be like, I don't think I'm with this, my friend. I don't think I'm with this, my guy.
A lot of people not with for monopolies.
But that's consumers, whereas developers, I thought it was going to be bad because you're talking about I'm not going to get any money off the game I just made. But Microsoft's not pulling a Tim Sweeney in Epic.
Yeah.
They're not paying, here's $235 million for 2-week exclusive. Microsoft's not doing that.
Yeah.
They're saying, hang with us, it'll be on a subscription. But I'm not making any money off that. Even day ones, but their day ones are only Microsoft Studio type.
Well,
Like
yeah,
their first
they're
party,
always
so.
the Microsoft, yeah.
It's a whole lot of things. We know now the dinosaur way of metrics of who's winning, not so much hardware anymore. I think we both agree on that.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Another one that could be another segue to what we were talking about. There's a lot of system behind the scenes. And let's talk a little bit of more, unfortunately, but because it's a big deal, guys. It's a big deal, and I don't think a lot of people understand the severity. We've been speaking briefly on it, but if you've been living on the rock or you're just catching up with our episodes, Microsoft has bought Activision for $68.7 billion cash value, which now the FCC is looking into and checking you as anti-competitive.
Exactly.
It could all fall to pieces if FCC finds that this is unfair, you're not doing this. Okay. But because we just talked about the hardware and the dinosaur way of monitoring who is winning, let's put that pride to the side and see, is this Microsoft acquisition with Activision Blizzard gonna be painful? And shouts out to what's his name, Adam Conway.
Yeah.
Right. And if you're not familiar, what's Conway?
Conway. Yeah.
Conway. He is known for me, Comedy Central. It was Adam Ruins Everything. That's the.
It wasn't Comedy Central. It was True TV.
True TV.
Yeah.
True TV. Adam Ruins Everything. And he was the guy that pretty much you have a topic and he would just completely give you all the negative but truthful and referenced aspects of that certain topic. And he actually had a good 3-minute info type of TikTok of more in depth, in which we spoke on, but he got it in a little bit a different angle of how it could be really, really bad. And one of them was because of the developers, how they're going to get paid.
Exactly.
And now they're going to be technically undercut the competition by just having a pool of great services as a service and not even caring about hardware.
Similar to how Amazon runs things.
Yeah. They don't need hardware to sell. They just need a service to sell. So now it might destroy the competition to the point that developers see that they don't want to be in a hole depending on hardware. They might as well go to a service to get streaming revenue, just like music with streaming platforms. Now these artists are looking at streaming to be the revenue, and then they are learning that you could get some money, but the label gets most of that money. Your money is now performances.
Artists don't get really paid that well on the streamings.
And so this is now transitioning to video games in a sense, because you got the publishers and developers. Developers mainly get stiffed if they are a part of a subscription service. So Microsoft can do that because, like we said earlier, they are a big ass company.
They are.
Huge company, not just games.
It's pretty much just in everything.
Everything.
Microsoft is in everything.
You see what I'm saying? So they have the money to do that and take all that, those bruises and beatdowns until they can turn a profit, because Game Pass is their bread and butter. Whereas Nintendo and Sony can't really do that.
They're more game focused.
They're more game focused and
like software focused, yeah.
And it'll be more of a risk for them to do that. And if you want to say who could do it better, Nintendo and Sony, I'm gonna say Sony, because they have a streaming platform, they have the infrastructure, they can get the clout. They both can get the clout, but will it turn a profit quick before they go under? That's where Microsoft and this acquisition could be anti-competitive. That the FCC can see it, and Adam could be right.
It all depends on what the FCC sees, because
exactly what we're talking about.
Because the thing is, though, because I know Microsoft says that obviously the Bethesda games are probably going to be exclusive to the Xbox, but some of the things, because FCC might want to do some stipulations in their thing, like maybe make like Call of Duty multi-platform, something like that. They could do that.
FCC
could be like,
if
you make this game and maybe another game like multi-platform, like their big titles, then we'll let this dude through. We'll let this deal through. Something like that. Something that'll make it seem like, okay, you're not just screwing everyone over. You'll still get Sony will still get some of the biggest titles.
Yes, and the thing is, the FCC and the DOJ. The DOJ usually, Department of Justice, they usually check and exactly, okay, we did this, but this is going to affect this and this, so here's what we can do. We're going to approve it, but we need you to do this, that, and the third for you to even greenlight this aspect. And if you fail to do this, you get a fine for this. FCC looks at the technology of this sort. So they're saying, how is Microsoft going to utilize this onto their other services, because they're a big-ass company?
Because honestly, if let's say they do have to do that, like Call of Duty become multiplayer, I don't think Microsoft would have an issue with that, because it seems like Microsoft is more focused on their streaming service and stuff. So they could be like, yes, this game will come out for the PlayStation, but you could get it day one on.
Or your
on the
downloadable
Game
content can be pushed out for 6 months. But the FCC and the DOJ don't have those stipulations. Only gamers and us and the publishing and the, I'm not gonna say label, but the publishing, right? Publishing companies have lawyers that can speak to and address. You can't just say, hey, look, hey guys, make sure this Call of Duty game is exclusive for everybody. Microsoft will be like, okay, yeah, we can totally do that. And then once it happens, guess what happens? You can have the game, but you're not going to get the other downloadable content until a year after. But you have the game, though. They need the lawyers to put those in stipulations. And I'll give y'all an example. AT&T was supposed to purchase T-Mobile.
Yeah.
They were supposed to purchase. Then they said, oh, hell, no, that's good. No. Two big companies. At that time, the third popular one and the second popular one joining forces to tackle the best one.
That's a monopoly.
Which is fucking terrible. Verizon.
That's a monopoly.
And that's technically monopoly. So what happened was the FCC got involved because we're talking cell towers, physical towers. So once they own it, then I'm not even going to really get into all that. But then the DOJ looks at the anti-competitive, antitrust type deal.
Yeah.
And they were like, nah, we can't do that because you both are big. They're doing big moves and they want to own it. We're going to squash it. And then once they got denied, the stipulation was if this does not go through, I forgot the exact reason why it didn't go through, but there was a couple of things. AT&T had to pay T-Mobile $6 billion. And once they paid $6 billion, T-Mobile turned around and made what's called now, technically, the Un-carrier. And they kicked ass.
Yeah.
That's when T-Mobile, if you want to really get technical, Metro PCS bought T-Mobile as a reverse merger, but utilized the T-Mobile name. T-Mobile buys Sprint, and it had to go through that. And then they said, in order for this to go through, T-Mobile, when you acquire Sprint, you need to sell Sprint's CDMA technology and sell it to Dish Network. And give them 3 years to make their own cell tower so you can have competitive landscape.
Exactly, yeah.
Will they do that with Microsoft? And not to mention, a year after the acquisition, T-Mobile went ahead and shut down the Dish Network bands, and it was old school. And Dish now is suing because T-Mobile went against their promise upon acquisition, which is exactly what we think Microsoft could do if the DOJ makes stipulations with Microsoft.
Because they might do that in order to make this.
And I know companies get shady as hell, and it comes all up into the fine print. Mm-hmm. Just like the damn Activision settlement of the fund of 18 million fund, but within the 18 million, it waives everybody's right of lawsuits that complained from the investigation, and nobody signed it because it's right in there. You see what I'm saying? So that is going to be something that we're going to have to look into, and I will keep y'all posted because I love that type of thing.
Yeah, I know you do.
Okay, so it could be a big deal, and it could harm consumers because then at the end of the day, we're all here, and we're going to say, how does this affect me? Well, clearly exclusives. And then being lied to as a consumer that it's going to be an exclusive, and then come to realize now you have to go and buy the product to get the exclusive after they told you that it was going to be exclusive at another platform. You see what I'm saying? So now we're going to go and segue to another smooth transition here. And here it is. And we're going to speak on this Allegiance Alliance that has been crafted out of random. And 39 states are now with, and if I bring up the picture, which it might be another ugly one, but it's fine because I don't really care. Epic! There you go. Epic Games has 39 states to back them up on an appeal against Apple in their recent decision, which their recent decision was Apple can hold off the payment of allowing developers and smaller developers to allow a third-party payment option on all the Apple apps, and they were told to have a stay on that, but you can't bring Fortnite. Epic's like, oh no, that's they spoke their piece, and now 39 states are reaching out to Judge Yvonne Gonzalez. Ma'am, Your Honor, you got it wrong. You need to reevaluate this because this is now more anti-competitive than it is.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was a great win for Epic now, because now it's an appeal, and now they got backing. And Microsoft is one of those. Facebook is another one. Meta.
Yeah.
Whatever. So it's gonna be. Last year we've been speaking all about that. So it's like now it's coming back, but now Epic seems like they're bringing the guns.
We have to see how.
And I hope Apple gets it kicked in the arse.
When do we find out about this?
We don't know. We don't know. The appeal has been filed with to the courts, and Epic now has backing of other states being anti-competitive because it's bull.
Yeah,
it's bull. Like, I'm a developer and I'm stuck getting a 30% cut taken. Oh, 15% cut because they knew. After that, it's another 30%.
Exactly.
For you to subscribe, that's $10, but it's actually $7, and then you get a cut. Like, come on, man. And now they decided, oh, it's security purposes. And they said security purposes, but you can do the same ish with Mac.
Exactly.
And the Mac OS is built on the infrastructure of iOS, which is the firmware of iPhone. So, you kidding? Y'all don't make any damn sense. Y'all don't make any damn sense. Sorry, Apple. I rock with your device. This is how we operating right now. You changed the game. But right now, your anti-competitiveness, we're not rocking with it, and I don't like it. I don't like it a little bit. It stank. I don't like it. That was a quick segment. That was a great segue there. What else? What else we got? What else we got? Ooh, your little favorite topic. That a lot of people, not even including video games, is now speaking on it.
I'm not a fan of it. There's a bunch of different things.
There's
a bunch of different things. Oh, no, I was not. So.
And I was just generic photo, but NFTs, non-fungible tokens.
There's been some news about all that's happening this week for the past couple of weeks. One of the things I want to talk about, which pissed me off so much.
Pisses you off.
Oh my god, it was like the worst thing I saw. This happened like last week, but I was like so pissed off about this. Because NFTs are garbage, as of right now, are garbage right now.
Doesn't benefit us right away.
Now, you're turning them into loot boxes? A loot box NFT?
How can you get a gamble off of a digital asset that shows proof that you own a gamble?
That's what I'm like, what?
You're gonna own a chance?
So, Atari decided for their 50th anniversary, because this year is their 50th anniversary of them being a game company, they decided that they wanted to release loot boxes NFTs. That they have to they wanted to do this because they think it's fun. They think the creator of the thing said, this is like the Hallmark cards for video games. And I'm like, are you kidding? How are you this dumb for saying something like that? Like, first of all, I'm not a big fan of loot boxes. You know that. And of course, I'm not a fan of NFTs. So you're combining the two. So you're trying to get an NFT of a link of a JPEG or a picture that you own. And then you're going to make it randomized so you don't know the valuation of this so-called NFT.
You own the principle of chance, not even the product that comes up.
Exactly. So it's just like, are we kidding me right now?
So,
how would we get to that point?
So with NFTs, right? With NFTs, what I'm thinking is, and what I was thinking while I was driving, how do I say this? Bear with me when I explain this little punchline, this analogy, as it were. Okay? So what it is all these rich individuals are in one lunch cafeteria talking about how much they can make out of a general consumer, and they're speaking out loud while us consumers in the background just being there and just watching all these rich guys talking about how they can create more revenue off of our purchasing and our desires of products, but we're hearing all of them. Exactly. There's no benefit. There's literally no benefit yet. We explained this last 2 weeks. We explained on episode 35, okay? We explained it. There's no home for all these NFTs. So when the wave of all these companies all these companies talk about their way of NFTs, their opinions of NFTs, what we can do with NFTs, what we can do, how is this, for what? Where is it gonna go? So again, there's all these big wigs on a table just talking about, I have all these bunch of ideas that I want to go ahead and put to the general public and make sure everybody understands that we're going to be doing this and this is how we're going to get the revenue, because all these people are going to be buying all this useless digital blockchain encrypted items that we're going to have, and we're going to discuss this, and all the people are going to really love it because we're going to say that they're going to love it because it's going to be desirable. The Mickey Mouses, the Goofy trophies, the everything. They're going to love it, and they're going to love it. And do you guys like it? You guys like it? Do you guys like it over there? Because we're all hearing it in the audience. This is what's happening. We're all hearing it in the audience, okay? While all the rich are just sitting at this table. They're just sitting at this table talking about how they're going to con and all of us, right? And we're just like, we don't like it. Shut up. And they're like, so what we're going to do is make a Mickey with golden ears. We're going to make the retro Mickey, the first ever Mickey that was created with Oswald. We're going to make them gold, and they want to sell it for $19.99 as digital asset. We're going to put it as a trophy somewhere in the verse of meta that we don't know where it's created from.
It's so bad. It's like, it's awful.
And it's
like,
so disrespectful. It's bothering me.
I'm sorry. Right now, it's literally. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat this. This is a pyramid scheme. That's what this is. This is a pyramid
you know what's funny?
scheme. Like, I don't want to say it like that because it still have to see, but it's pretty much a pyramid scheme.
And I get the reason why people say it's a pyramid scheme, but I view it as it's a great opportunity, and all these companies are pitching this great opportunity so nonchalant that the fangs are coming out from these blood-sucking, money-hungry people, knowing that there's no home for it yet.
Exactly.
I could get it if, let's just say, PlayStation Home. Bring you back. If you guys don't know where PlayStation Home was, it was go to YouTube, go check out what PlayStation Home was. You got your real-life avatar. You can make ball shirts. You can get them a Nike shirt with Adidas shoes and walk out to a whole mall to shop. Escalators, you can run up to people and talk to people with actual legit clothing. That's NFTs, bro. That's NFTs, but PlayStation Home don't exist. Rec Room, you play Rec Room, you have some fun. That's not a real metaverse. That's just a game to have fun with others. Then you have Meta. Meta. Where's Meta? What is Meta? Hold on. No. Get yours that you just had. Jesus, kids, man. I'm in the zone. I'm in the zone right now. I can't be disturbed here. Boom. Meta. What is Meta doing? Quest. Do you have Quest 2? Is there a lobby you can just go and meta it out?
Not this. I think
yes or no?
I think they're starting.
Yes or
I
no?
haven't used
Clearly speak to the mic. Say it.
I haven't used it yet, so I can't tell you.
What you mean? So there is.
I think, yes.
So there's a verse of Meta that you can just go in, operate on Facebook, and just rock everything. But if that's the case, because I don't have a PC and log into Quest 2 and do it. If that's the case, it's not that popular, I'm assuming.
No, it's not.
It's not. So it's just like Rec Room-ish. It's just like a game where you can just have a lobby.
Yeah, because
there's no home.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what I'm saying?
pretty bad, yeah.
That's why when everybody's pitching NFTs, they're pitching this NFT thing, and they're nonchalant telling all these ways to just own your pockets.
Yeah, because I want to talk about this company that,
hit
it's
it.
so funny.
Hit it. I'm bothered.
Team 17, the company who made Worms.
Yeah.
Remember the Worms game series?
Yep.
And they also, bought some other companies that Platonic, who does ukulele and all that type of stuff. Well, beginning of the week, they decided that they want to get into the NFT game too.
Of course.
So they wanted to work with, it's called Reality Gaming Team.
Reality or reality?
Reality.
Okay, I think the way you said it.
Yeah, Reality Team. And that was the company that they're going to work together to get these NFTs out of the different kind of work characters, like different kind of like hats and stuff. The typical NFT stuff. But so much people were against it.
I obviously think
it
so.
was so funny because they've been working with companies. Like I said, Platonic, they do ukulele. They said on Twitter that I will not be working with them if they are doing this for this thing. And then another company, it's called Ghost Time Games, who done the really popular Overcooked games.
Okay.
They also said on Twitter no, We are
They
not
see
doing
the
this
money
on any of
hungry.
this game at all, and we're not going to work with you if you're going to do something like that. And then another company, Agro Crab, which makes another game, it's called Going Under. They also said it, and then a bunch of people will say like, no, don't do it. So of course, literally 24 hours later, they said, no, we're not going to do it no more. We're done. We're back in
You're
it.
doing good. Like
24 hours later, they decide like, no. They
you don't
wanna
see
do it
Sony
anymore.
talking about it.
No.
Not even Microsoft's talking about it.
No. And the funny thing is, also this week too, EA, they were all for it early in the NFT thing.
Obviously.
Now they're not. They're not for it.
No,
they're not for it.
They're for it. But they
they're
ain't trying to
not.
get negative publicity because they're
Exactly.
already looking
So they
terrible
said
with
they're
the
not
boots and gambling.
focusing on it.
Yeah.
They're not focusing on it.
In reality, what they said was, we're really going to be on this once it pops off and there's a home, but we're not going to really focus on it really too much. We're just going to focus on, what is it, eFootball? No,
That's different. They'll focus on the games and stuff.
games, yeah, just in general. But their loot boxing, their ways of gorging, customers' money already. Obviously, they're going to be for NFTs. Again, NFTs is something that's a very great technology, but it's getting a bad rap because all these companies are now seeing the opportunities.
And like I said,
with no customer feedback.
and the environment is so bad for the environment because of the amount of electricity that they use.
Yeah.
It's so bad for my environment. That's what they need to stop.
And I don't even think about the environment, and unfortunately, I just don't.
You
that's
have
the thing.
kids.
Yeah.
You want them
Yeah.
to live in a nice world, don't you?
Yeah.
If this keeps doing it, it's gonna freaking ruin everything.
Okay, if I download a Mickey, put it in my little. If I got the dresser from IKEA NFT with a Mickey Mouse and NFT, it's not like a car's gonna melt and toxins and all that.
Not like
I get it, but like
it's the
you know
whole
what I mean?
electricity thing.
Like,
Because remember, if
it's not
you're
like I
the
get it
only
and
person-
something's gonna explode down the
you're
street.
not
Like,
the-
whoa,
you're
I
not-
ain't getting that thing again.
You're not the only person doing it. Everyone
Everybody,
is doing
I
it,
get it.
and it affects it. So that's the thing. That's why people
it is
get up in
existing on the
arms
block.
about.
Yeah.
That's why people get up in arms about all this type of stuff.
The
because of that.
environmentalists. That's another separate argument, but that does make sense though.
Yes.
I'm just talking about the lucrative aspect of all these companies ready to go forward. Well, we're saying stop it. We don't care, and even if we did care, there's no home for it anyway. So why are you talking about it? And they're like NFT. It's like somebody's talking to you, and you're like, I don't like it, and they just look at you and go NFT. Well, I don't know whether it's NFT. You like NFT. You buy it.
But
buy
you know
it,
what's
you buy
funny
it,
though?
and
I
just
don't,
keep
know
doing it.
I don't know if you noticed that, but I think it was a couple weeks ago when we was talking about the NFT and we mentioned something about it on our Twitter. We literally had like 4 people like message us about, do you want to get more into NFTs and all that type of stuff? I don't know if you noticed that.
No.
But I did. I was like, what? No,
They try to get you.
no.
Oh, so they're about to get this outfit right here. This is gonna be NFT right here. You're gonna dress up like
No,
that.
because I was like
You look
looking
NFT.
like, no. I was like, no.
If there is a home that everybody can go, if Sony's smart and buys EA and brings back PlayStation Home with VR, who knows? Maybe VR 2 comes with PlayStation Home and now be their focus. And finally, there's a home for NFTs. And if that is the case, bro, then everything will slowly make sense.
Like I said, the whole NFT thing is so thing.
Because
I don't know
people
what
gonna
they
make
can
their
do.
homes. You know they're gonna decorate their rooms, their house.
Well, yeah.
Of course they are. If Philips has an NFT and I buy the hue lights and the bridge, and I get an NFT automatic with my purchase, you don't think I'm gonna hook up my hue lights and my the box right there in my little digital home? Why not? It's there. It's baked in.
Yeah, I get it.
You know what I'm saying? So there's no home for it, and it's sad that we're still on this NFT range, and everybody's like, it's a scam. Of course, it's a scam.
It
There's
is.
nothing there to make it happen.
It is, like, no doubt.
The only, again, and we said this before, the only time that made sense was music. And Tory Lanez did it, and was fantastic. They make the artist from a label to be his own artist 100% of their work that they make themselves. So you're not a fan of it. I'm really not a fan of it.
No, I'm not.
So, and that's, oh man, what are the topics we've got? I think we went through all the photos. Well, all of our topics. We went through the Bungie, the EA acquisition.
Well, let's talk
sort
about
of.
Battlefield because a couple of their things
Yeah.
started this week.
Yeah.
You know more about it than I would, but I'll just go over.
Go over it because
all
the thing is,
the
I didn't
things.
really pay no mind to it because I'm so used to things being delayed because of certain. I know that they didn't perform as promised.
Well,
I know
so
that.
let me. Yeah.
I don't have the picture, guys, so I just
So pretty much-
Battlefield 2042.
Obviously, we know about what happened last week where they got rid of the whole zombie thing
Yeah.
because everyone was just gaining too much experience points, so they were having issues with that.
Yeah.
Now, it was announced earlier in the week that there was supposed to be a season 1 pass that was supposed to come out in March.
Yeah.
It got delayed to June 1st because they wanted to focus on some little fixes, which one of the fixes was, I guess, a redo of the scoreboard. Because I guess the scoreboard right now is not good looking at all.
It doesn't look good.
It's like really bad. They need to fix that. So originally, they were supposed to get that done in February. It was supposed to be just a smaller update to get that done. It was just announced that it's also getting delayed until next month.
I wonder why. You think
So
it's COVID?
like all this
I don't think
stuff
it's
is like
COVID.
getting delayed and stuff like that because they're saying they're working hard on making sure they want to make sure it's perfect and all that type of stuff. But a lot of people are getting angry about this because, like I said, I haven't played it, so I can't say anything. But people are saying like there are lots of fuck up in this game. Like, why are you not fixing any of this stuff? Like, none of this is like working.
A lot of players that a lot of people that play the game and they really know of that game, they can understand the differences of levels, balancing,
Yeah,
and the
'cause
guns
they
and stuff.
say they
And
have
I've noticed that
issues.
too. Because I'll go play on Portal and I'll play like one-on-one. I just die and I run and I die. Maybe I'm just used to Call of Duty and I got to get back into the Battlefield mode. But like
A lot of people are having issues with this game. Right?
issues and then the little things. And I get it. They want to be perfect and they want to make sure it's a solid release. Because I feel that once that season 1 pass comes out, it's gonna be like.
But
you're
the
gonna
thing
break
is,
whole entire
though, the game
experience.
came out when? November, right?
Yeah.
Or October?
October.
And you're releasing season 1 like
November.
6 months later?
Is this
More than 6 months later.
November, December, January?
No, it coming in the summer.
Huh?
No, I'm saying season 1.
Yeah,
It comes out in the summer.
Oh, okay, all right, I get it. now.
That's more than 6 months of a wait
Yeah,
to get
usually
season.
2-3 months out.
Exactly. So that's why.
Or
people-
day 1.
Usually, like most games like that. But,
Yeah.
games are not like that anymore.
I don't think they were prepared. Cause I mean,
They announced it because it was originally supposed to come out in March. Now they're delaying it a whole like 3-4 months.
damn, they got caught slipping. I think there was a
A
lot
lot of people are
of
very
promise.
disappointed in this.
A
And like
lot
I said,
of promise, and it's failing slowly.
and I know you played it, so that's why I know you will.
I played some, but I haven't had time to play. But I do understand the level. The weapon balances were really off. The UI and the glitches were very, very terrible. And then once they did the update, I got to play it. It was better, but I do understand where they're coming from. And then I'm thinking there's got to be some form of chase when I got the game, because you paid $70 for the game. It's not free. If it was free and it's coming out in June, fine, because it's free. And then it discussed, and that just got me to remember this now because of all this. They're trying to make it free to play. So what's gonna happen with $70?
They're gonna give you free stuff.
Yeah. See, and that's bullshit.
And another thing
That's
too,
bullshit.
which also pisses me off
I
too.
understand 2 years down the road make it free to play, but just now, maybe season 1 will include or make it free.
Well, the thing, because right now, because basically the issue is because people have bought season passes for it. That's another thing that pissed people off. They bought season passes for it, and it's getting delayed. So they said the people who bought the season passes, they're going to give them some legendary items just to like hold them off and stuff like that. And I'm like,
That sucks.
that is so bad. That's like a slap in the face
It
to
is.
your fans, especially the fans who supported you since day one.
And I'm a supporter of
And
Battlefield.
then-
I rock with
well,
Battlefield.
yeah,
I
you
feel
played
like
it since day one.
It's a realism game compared to Call of Duty.
But doing things like that is such a backslap.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
And again,
that's how you
$70.
treat
Y'all
it.
gonna make it free to play. Y'all better not make it free to play. I swear to you, y'all can discount it. Y'all can put it on PlayStation.
But they might give you some free stuff, so you'll be okay. Be like, oh, you spent $70, we'll give you some free stuff. It's okay.
Yeah.
They might do that to you, and then you're gonna probably, you hope you don't get sucked up. Be like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
It's gonna come in. I'm not gonna sit and not claim it.
Well, of
I'm
course,
gonna
they claim it, but say something about it.
Stupid, of course. No, always do.
They're gonna, how the heck am I gonna spend $70 on
Something
something?
okay.
You're gonna give me some guns.
Something make no damn sense.
You're gonna turn it free to play and then give me some guns.
Damn it. Is that all we got, man? I think that, compared to
some other ones. I know Bungie, Battlefield,
yeah, we talked.
the NFTs.
Yeah, man, it's we dealing with weather. We dealing with weather now.
Oh, well, this was just announced. We don't have a picture for it, but it was just announced. It's been rumored for a while, but it's now been officially announced.
Mm-hmm.
They are working on GTA 6.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
We don't have much details yet because they literally just did an announcement on Twitter today.
It's like CES put out PlayStation 5 logo.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what?
So
PlayStation 5.
they're gonna working on it, and also the re-releases of the Grand Theft Auto 5 online and stuff for the new gen systems for PS5 and Xbox Series X. It will be coming out March 15th.
All right.
So those two are things. So it's good that, and they said they're well into it. So hopefully that would mean maybe on E3 we might get a trailer or a teaser
Let's
or
hope.
something.
I hope it looks
Because
damn
they
delicious.
said that they are well into making it. I don't know what that means.
So E3.
As I say, E3, it's a possibility we might get a trailer.
Where would it go though?
Well, it's Take Two.
Do you think it's multiplayer? Do you think it's going to be multi-platform, or do you think it's having exclusive?
No, it has to be on the platform.
But it's
Grand Theft
exclusive.
Auto. Oh, Grand Theft Auto 6?
I know, but like, do you think maybe the members do Sony versus Xbox?
Nah, it's gonna be multi-platform. They want their money.
Yeah.
They're going to multi.
Yeah, man, I think we'll probably get more information on GTA 6. We went through the acquisitions, and it was a great acquisition of Sony and Bungie.
Oh.
So kudos to them.
I know one little thing. I'll just add this on today as a quick thing. The Switch surpassed sales of the Wii. Yet now it sold 103 million units. Over 103 million units. And Wii only had 101 million, so it beat Wii. Now, obviously the number one selling system is the PS2.
Yeah.
It's going to be so hard to pass that.
Yeah, let's go.
That's at 155 million.
Woo! Get it, baby.
But then-
Sony, baby.
DS.
Dang, that was a really great system, wasn't it?
It was.
Damn, that sold that much? And
Exactly.
we're talking, how long ago? 2001?
Came out 2000.
2000. Jeez, that was a monster console.
But then the DS sold 154 million.
Ooh,
That's the
close to
DS.
Sony? Sony's 155.
Yeah. And so the regular DS is 154. And then the game, I'm not sure, because that's like 50 million units they have to sell, and they're already like halfway through their life cycle. I don't know if they'll be able to reach that point.
They could, because remember,
You think they could?
because PlayStation 2 was selling even after the life cycle was dead.
Yeah, that's true. It was.
Like the dead cycle, it was still selling.
And
The
the
Switch could
Switch-
have that unless if Nintendo reaches to something that's astronomically better than the Switch, and then they dump the Switch. Because the DS and Game Boy were totally separate ecosystems in a way, because
Well,
that's
yeah.
handheld, and they mastered that. When it comes to systems, once you see a new system, you're tanking the other,
Remember
and
the
then slowly goes away.
And the Switch is a hybrid.
It
It's both
is.
a
Yeah.
handheld and a console.
It is. So that's what I'm thinking. If they could do something that can mimic, like if game you get for that could play with the Switch, then they could still, just like if Microsoft, they got a game but they released it day one on an older system, they still are able to sell older systems to play new games. If
Yeah.
Nintendo did something like that, get Microsoft's way of thinking and only make first party titles, the Zeldas, the Marios, the Pokemons, the Metroids, and get them to do that and put it onto their old Switch systems, then it can have life. Because again, Nintendo Switch is a hybrid, so they are able to take that handheld. So that could work.
Yeah, exactly.
So that would I'm gonna be the stubborn one and say they're not beating PlayStation 2. They're not beating.
We'll see.
They
We'll
could,
see.
but they're not going
But
to.
they beat Wii, which Wii was a huge seller
Yeah,
when it
Wii
came
was
out.
huge.
We know that. So
And people would think we outsold PlayStation 2,
it didn't.
and it did not.
It only sold 101 million.
And Wii is a very, very, very successful
Well, yeah,
system.
everyone and their grandmas literally bought
on
it.
the Wii Fits, doing the
The
Wii
Wii
mode.
Fits, the Wii Sports, the Wii Plays, all that.
Yes, so they literally owe people on that thing. So it was
Yes,
more.
literally.
It was a great entertainment.
Yeah, I remember we was working at GameStop at the time. It was like we were seeing all these like people of all ages buying the system.
All right, that concludes it, right? Got
Yeah.
anything behind? No,
I think that's good.
I think we're good. B.o.P episode 36. It was nice. It was great. Outlandish. You got to drive safe because the roads are terrible. Nor'easter would be getting hit by it. This was not nor'easter, but it's a storm that sucked.
It's a
The
very
last week
sleety.
was
It's very
bad.
sleety.
Yeah. So again, guys, like, subscribe, comment, and again, make sure you click that link because Gamefly is a very, very, very awesome way to game spending a lot of money. Again, we got the audio coming out for the episodes 2, episode 35 and 36 will be audio only. So if you didn't catch our beautiful faces and his matching glasses with his sweater on fleek, if you didn't catch that, you can catch it on audio as well. So again, like, subscribe, comment. Next week, hopefully, I'll be on TikTok live stream because unfortunately I locked it on my iPad, so we're gonna get that cracking. So make sure again, like, subscribe, comment, and we all set, ready to go. Peace.
Peace.